blocks dudes blow somehow as we start hearing the Captain America anthem start playing in the background. Even had Captain America himself watching this in pure shock. That's what I'm talking about! Yes sir, it's finally time we indulge in one of the greatest video game movies ever created, Free Guy. So the movie starts off with the man parachuting his way down into tilted towers. And no, it is not Spider-Man, because we see the man himself, Channing Tatum,
my name is Jeff.
start landing into a place called Free City. And he's getting shot at by helicopters with a 5-star bounty on his head. And yes, he's about to make a name for himself, because peep the perfect landing into the car. Who's really doing it like him? But chat, let me give you guys a quick summary. So inside of this world, people that wear sunglasses can basically do whatever they want, like they're in Ready Player One. You can go on missions, customize your own character, and the law just doesn't exist for people like Channing Tatum. Pulling out the grenade launcher, and he starts moving in slow motion, straight aura farming with the explosion right behind him, doing anything for the huzz as he speeds off in the traffic. But these types of players are classified as heroes. I don't know what's so heroic about blowing stuff up, but hey, I guess Wanda could relate, right? So then we pan over to our main character, Ryan Reynolds, aka Deadpool, also known as Guy in this universe. And Brody woke up all sunshines and rainbows, knowing that he has a normal face and doesn't look like whatever this is. And hey, I would be happy too, knowing that I wake up to my pet goldfish every single morning instead of fighting Wolverine all day and being stuck inside of an alternate dimension. But our main protagonist, Guy, has lived in Free City his entire life, and he wears the same pair of clothes every day like he's SpongeBob. Got no type of drip whatsoever. But Guy has a unlike some of you guys watching this. I know you guys got the heebie-jeebies when I said that word. And so Buddy starts having breakfast, munching on some Fruit Loops. Me personally, I like my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But then he heads over to the coffee shop and Guy orders a classic matcha latte. Like bro, you are a grown man drinking a green nasty drink, doing anything for the baddies. I hate performative males like you. AKA me.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
So then we see this rod wave-sized mech just casually roaming around the streets freely. Like honestly, who would want to live inside of this world? I'm seeing zero police or law enforcement. I know the crime rate in the city be higher than Gotham. But then Guy checks his bank balance and he's hella broke like me. So you guys better like and subscribe so I can eat, bro. I'm starving. But then Guy clocks into his job at the bank where we meet his friend named Buddy, who works as a security guard. Hey bro, don't worry, you'll find the right woman someday.
Stop the cap.
But then out of nowhere, we see these goons enter into the bank, commanding everyone to get on the floor, and they all surrender immediately like the good boys that they are. As Guy then starts dangling his feet in the air, hitting the zesty pose, talking to Buddy as if there's not a bank robbery that's taking place right in front of them. Like honestly, what happened to just calling 911?
You're honestly an idiot.
Bro, I'll give you however much money you want. Man, sit down.
Damn! A few minutes later.
So then we switch over to this shady little alleyway where all the crackheads be chilling at. And we see this woman pull out the Glock 19 on bro. And Buddy starts spitting terrible riz. Hey, do you want to meet up later tonight?
I don't have a burning desire to see your mum's basement things.
Like, oh my goodness, Valentine, that is not the shot. But anywho, this random shows her a map to a secret level inside of a warehouse, which might have some rare items for her. And so she hands him some cash, and it's a done deal just like that. Shooting him point blank without even turning around. Who is this lady feeling like? John Wick?
2 hours later.
We then see Guy and Buddy chilling after work until they suddenly cross paths with the same old woman, as Guy then takes one good glance at her and realizes that he might have just found the love of his life on some Disney romance. Hello, I like your hair. but the lady ignores him cause she's wearing sunglasses and she's just way too cool to interact with Guy. And I guess if you don't wear glasses in this world, you're just gonna get shoved off like a side character. Nobody really care about you for real. But then we see this girl log off a free city and we finally get to see the real world for the first time. And yes, if you're a gamer, go outside and touch some grass for once. But her name is Millie and she's been playing this video game for 4 hours straight and the shop is closing, so I need you to get the hell out of my store and go game somewhere else.
24 hours later.
So the next day starts and Guy wakes up in the morning as usual. But here's where Guy comes to the realization that he has free will and can do whatever he wants to. Because when the waiter gives him his usual coffee, he's like, nah, I'ma do my own thing. And he orders a cappuccino instead. And Shorty starts looking at him sideways like he just said a slur or something. Like even the officer was looking for a probable cause to boom this man on the spot. 12 do not play these games. What do you mean a cappuccino? You get a matcha latte every single day. But with everyone staring at Guy, he's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just take the matcha latte instead. But chat, here's where I realized that these are all NPCs inside a free city. They don't want you to do anything differently. Guy is really like that one fish jumping straight out of the bowl. He's nothing like y'all clankers.
Later that same evening.
So then the robbers intrude the bank once again as everyone gets on their knees and buddy right here just accepted his fate. He knows his life is cooked. Imagine getting robbed every single day that you're at work. I promise you, this would have been my 13th prison. Like, they don't pay me enough for this crappy security job. Just take a look at my paycheck. But Guy was not gonna let that slide cause he stands up all of a sudden and the little girl behind the screen was confused. Why is an NPC trying to grab my sunglasses? Hands off me, chin smack across the face, and he lays that fool out as the robber starts kicking Guy repeatedly, telling bro to stay on the floor. But as soon as Guy saw Millie walking outside, that was all the power he needed as he gets up and starts battling the robber for his shotgun as he shoots him right in the chest and robs that man for his sunglasses. Like my dude Guy just broke the Matrix and he saved this bank like he's Spider-Man, leaving this robber with an ace-sized hole in his chest. And I know that little girl is raging right now cause losing to an NPC in any type of game will make you smash your screen. So then Guy puts on the sunglasses and he's welcomed into a completely new world of virtual reality. Had to check if he was tripping for real. But then Guy just sees a medkit chilling over here and he uses it to heal himself to full HP like he's playing Fortnite. But then we see this player with a jetpack hit right off of the wall and he just dies to fall damage. Gamora can relate as Guy grabs his money and now he has $2,000 to his name. Okay.
5 minutes later.
But then we switch over to the headquarters of the video game Free Guy. And we really got Steve Harrington from Stranger Things inside of this movie, who's named Keys in this film. As he tells his developer friend named Mauser that an NPC like Guy shouldn't be able to have free will. This must be a glitch in the system. And so he suggests that
boot the trash ass noob, ban him for life, you're done.
I tried that, but I can't trace him.
So since these two cannot track down Guy's location, these two then decide to take matters into their own hands, logging into Free City themselves. And this man Guy is just enjoying life, roaming around the city with his new sunglasses. Until Guy almost gets ran over by a train, as we then see Keys and Mauser pull up to the scene. And they command Guy to get over here right now before this Swiss cheese is at. But then they tell Guy to take off his NPC skin, even though he is the NPC and not a regular player like them. Bro is really one of them GTA pedestrians. That's tough. But then Keys starts yelling at bro, telling him to stop hacking the missions and screwing up the game for everyone.
Lose the skin! How am I supposed to get rid of my skin?
What I do?
Just go to the office!
this.
What did I do?
Go, just go.
What?
So then these two start firing at Guy, but he hits a dolphin dive behind this car, and then the very next second, bro's not even there anymore, disappearing like your father figure, because he then skedaddles over to a new location with a massive building, and so Guy starts hiding behind this pillar like a scared child about to get the belt, praying that these officers don't catch him. But of course, Guy blows his entire cover, getting shot at by Mouser, and look at Buddy's face, he was not built for this at all, as Guy then starts fighting for his life until he remembers that he has jump shoes that he bought from the store earlier, boosting himself all the way into the air, getting hit by the wall. And that man Guy starts having a panic attack, talking to himself like he's a psychopath, but Keys and Mouser then start playing hide and seek with Guy, but Buddy said he's out of there, hopping all the way onto the top floor as Guy luckily pulls himself back up, but y'all know he's only one fall away from getting the Black Widow treatment. And so Mouser then activates some sort of cheat code, cause we see the whole building start transforming into a staircase as they start hopping on platforms like it's a Super Mario Bros level. So they do a bit of parkour, making their way up to Guy as Keys and Mouser finally arrive, shooting him as Guy starts booking it and runs out of the building to make his escape. And Guy is only left with one option, and not a great one. Nah, never mind. This man Guy is trash because he misses his landing completely as he starts falling off of the building, but Guy pulls out this bubble suit which gives him a soft landing. Gwen Stacy cannot relate as Guy then starts crawling out of it, and Buddy really starts emoting, getting a bit too confident cause he gets absolutely trucked by the officers, and Mouser really thinks he just got a victory royale. But something's not right here because Keys tells him that even though they killed Blue Shirt Guy, he's still on the server somehow and he's not dead cause he just randomly respawns back. Guy might just have unlimited lives, I don't know.
6.5 hours later.
But we then see Keys having an interview talking about his new video game called Life Itself and how it's gonna be releasing soon. But we also get introduced to our girl Millie, who's also a designer for the game, as we then see Keys walk into his house after a long day of work before catching this stalker Millie just casually chilling in the background, just breaking into Buddy's house without his permission. But chat, let me give you guys a quick rundown. So Millie starts crashing out because there's a guy named Antoine who stole their entire code word for word, bar for bar, and this evil rascal is planning on publishing their own game that they made, Life Itself, and taking the credit for himself, all the money and royalties snatched away from them. And the only way to prove it's Millie's and Key's own work is to enter into a secret location called the Stash House. But their main objective is to steal a video clip which shows that Millie's and Key's original code is still in the game so that Antoine doesn't steal from them.
12 o'clock midnight.
So then Millie arrives at the Stash House and she starts scouting around the area as she peeps a few NPCs guarding the entrance. But then out of nowhere, this man Guy pulls up acting like he's on the team. Like, dog, why did you sneak up on me like that? Get on the floor. And Millie pulls out a knife on bro. Hey, chill. You ran into me the other day. Remember me?
No.
Like, dudes really meet a woman for the first time and start stalking their every single move, talking about, yeah bro, I don't care what she's doing right now. So then the guards start firing their clips at these two, but they immediately take cover as Millie then pulls out a Glock 19 and starts firing at them, thinking that it's gonna do damage. But then Millie activates Plan B, pulling out a portal and literally vanishes into thin air as Guy does the same, jumping into a new location in the middle of nowhere with boxes all around them. Hey, you almost screwed up my entire mission. And so Millie enters into a secret room and she shows off her collection of motorcycles and guns. Shorty's really living inside of GTA 5 because Millie is a level 195 like some of y'all on the game. Get a job.
Boo!
It's a job application.
Like she is an actual no-life. I know her gaming chair smells mad crazy, but my man's guy is a literal noob cause he's only level 1, and Millie tells bro to lock in and get his level up by, you know, robbing a bank, stealing a car, or even punching a pedestrian in the face. But guy must be a fan of Superman, telling her that he doesn't hurt innocent people for fun cause he's a nice guy. Get it? So basically, Millie tells Guy to reach level 100 before he talks to her ever again. You're not on the same level as me, you scrub. Get your rank up, lil bro.
Get over 100 and we'll talk.
Emotional damage.
2 hours later.
So then Guy starts walking around the city like he's the main character, seeing this dude light on fire and another dude running away from the cops, and bro right here on the zipline catching a body. But here's where Guy comes to the realization that Free City needs vengeance and he needs to turn into Batman in order to fight crime. Cause he pulls up on these thugs and grabs his gun, puts his arm up, missing the punch until this lady shoots Guy right in the head, and Buddy just wakes up again knowing that he has unlimited lives and can die however much time he wants. And so Guy pulls up on these goons, catching the grenade and then throws it, but it reflects back at him, and Guy knew he was cooked, getting eviscerated into flames like he's Squidward. So then Guy starts moving like he's Superman, throwing bro out of the shop and then giving Unc his bag of money back. But then we see this robber in broad daylight missing every single shot as Guy then clotheslines the crap out of him, putting Buddy on the floor. And my man's Guy even got 300k in his bank account. He's living that good life, even ranked his way all the way up to level 6 hammers. So Guy starts gaining popularity on the news as Blue Shirt Guy for saving people around the city. Like they even had Mr. Low Taper Fade Ninja, the Twitch streamer, glazing the hell out of Guy. And they also had Jacksepticeye making YouTube videos about Guy. Bro became so famous that he even made it onto the game show Jeopardy. Like y'all need to stop playing with Guy's motion. He also had fans from Tokyo, Japan, had a little kid dressing up like Blue Shirt Guy. Like my dog, the glazing is insane, but he thinks he's on the team.
6 hours later.
So then we pan over to Keys, and while he's chilling at work, he gets some messages from Millie saying that she needs his help to break into the stash house to get the proof that they're looking for by helping her with this GTA mission. And so we see Millie teleport underneath these stairs while she's on the line with Keys, who's literally sitting on this toilet taking a crap, telling Millie that the owner of this house, Channing Tatum, is robbing a jewelry store right now. And bro is hitting all types of emotes as she then enters into his garage full of luxurious cars. So the video clip is gonna be on your right. As Millie then walks over and starts looking for the proof as she then finds it, grabbing the clip, thinking that she's gonna get away, but it's quite the opposite as we start hearing the alarm start beeping and she's cooked, bro. Cause we see these two guards randomly appear and they start firing away at Millie as she then hides behind this car. Millie, you're on your own here. I gotta finish taking this crap. And so Millie starts getting jumped by the security guards and it's not looking too good for her until we see my goat Guy pull up to the scene, breaking in with his motorcycle, running these dudes over. And bro, peep this majestic aura farming, taking off the helmet and looks over to Millie to make sure she saw that. Dudes be doing anything to show off in front of the huzz, bro.
Was that cool? It felt really cool.
You look really pretty.
I'm sorry, she don't want you, little bro. So then these two start getting surrounded by some more NPCs, but peep the back-to-back pose like they're Goku and Vegeta. That's how I knew they were about to cook. As Millie then pulls out the dual blades like she's Michelangelo, it smacks dude in the face, but then Guy headbutts Buddy, punching him in the balls. I know that one hurt. as Millie then leg sweeps him and then kicks Guy away before he gets sliced apart like he's SpongeBob, as Guy then opens this door, laying this woman out. As we see Millie hit a mean right hook and she starts going crazy, fighting two people at once like she's John Wick, cooking these NPCs in slow motion. Really had Guy in the back watching and giggling like a proud dad, as Millie then slashes this man's face and then she turns into Sonic, hitting a clean backflip over this man's body and then tosses him right into a Guy. He barely dodges this attack, then dodges this sword, and bro, Guy does this man so dirty, snapping his elbow in the opposite direction, had him hitting Mariah Carey notes. So then they hit a double kill on these guards as Millie lands a perfect shot, but then Guy pulls out the Mega Buster out of his inventory. Shout out Mega Man, blasting bro out of consciousness. Really had him in pure agony, like he just heard some of KSI's music. But then Guy hops on his motorcycle and tells Millie to retreat, as she then uses bro as a stool and hits an insane front flip like she's ISO speed, landing perfectly on the bike. But then Millie pulls out the dual pistols and she starts cooking these fools with 100% accuracy, not missing a single bullet, as Guy then starts driving out of the building, crashing right through. And watching this scene right here was just peak cinema. Peep the camera work and cinematics. It's just incredible. So then they deploy a Fortnite glider and start flying out of there like they're landing at Tilted Towers.
A few moments later.
But then the evil mastermind of this movie, Antoine, pulls up on Keys, telling him that he's planning on making a sequel to their original game called Free City 2. Like, this absolute buffoon really stole their entire title. Me personally, I would never let this slide.
More moments later.
So then my man's Guy starts hanging out with Millie, buying her some bubblegum ice cream. But hey, y'all let me know what's your favorite flavor of ice cream down below in the comment section. Personally, you cannot go wrong with cookies and cream. But my man's Deadpool starts rizzing up Millie like he does in every other universe, making her laugh in everything. And Buddy even secures his first kiss with her. That's what I'm talking about. But then Millie says that someone's at the door waiting for her and she's gotta go, as we see my boy Keys enter into Millie's apartment and he finally finds the truth about Blue Shirt Guy, telling Millie that Guy isn't actually a real person, but rather the first artificial intelligence inside of their game, Free City.
That blue shirt guy
Yeah.
is not a player. He is an algorithm.
How, Sway?
And Millie starts freaking out because she realizes that she kissed a guy who isn't even real. Hey, I would be hella angry too, knowing that ChatGPT is in love with me. But then Keys low-key starts dying on the inside, knowing that the kiss should have been with him and not this absolute clanker Guy who's a video game character.
It should have been me, not him!
So then Keys opens up his laptop, showing us that Free City 2 is launching in less than 48 hours and they have to stop Antoine or else they'll be out of business soon. So then Millie immediately heads over to Guy and she tells bro that they need to have a serious talk. He thought he was about to get freaky, but nah, Millie takes him into the secret area, showing Guy that the world he's living in isn't actually real. It's fake.
I knew it!
And Guy finds out that Free City is actually a video game, and Millie says that everyone here is actually a player who lives in the real world, unlike Guy, who's just a background character. He doesn't matter for real.
I'm fake. The entire world is fake. I'm not even a main character.
Damn.
Now imagine finding out that the love of your life isn't actually a real person. Your entire life is a lie. And bro, I'ma be honest, I was feeling a bit bad for Guy.
Is them tears, bro?
But Millie tells Guy that him in this entire universe will be gone forever, wiped out like the Avengers. And so Guy basically accepts his fate as an NPC. Because when Guy tries walking over to the beach and tries leaving that island, he's stuck inside of Free City with nowhere to go.
It's fake. We don't matter. That car.
But then Guy pulls up to Buddy's crib and he tells them that they're both a bunch of clankers and that they need to save Free City. And this is why Buddy is my favorite character, giving us the most inspirational quote ever.
Even if I'm not real, this moment is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, what's more real than a person trying to help someone they love?
This means something to me, man.
Much later.
So then both of them arrive at the stash house, posted up, getting ready to save the world. No Fortnite. So then Guy tells Channing Tatum that they're here for a video clip and that he needs it right now. But turns out Tatum is a fanboy of Blue Shirt Guy. But then we see this absolute Discord mod streaming this entire thing behind the screen, eating Twizzlers. I swear it be the most chopped dudes with the best looking avatars. But then Channing Tatum hands over Guy the video clip with no hesitation. I thought he would have to work a bit harder than this.
Give it to me, Daddy. Give it to me.
No, you're not.
Like, this is an actual grown man behaving like this.
It's like I can taste you.
Are you sure that P. Diddy is not the one behind the screen right now? So then Guy pulls up on Millie and gives her the proof that she needs to save Free City from shutting down. But we have one big problem because Antoine starts crashing out, realizing that Blue Shirt Guy is becoming very popular among streamers and he's the reason that the pre-sales for Free City 2 are dropping.
I can't stand him. I hate him.
So then Antoine commands Mouser that he hops on his computer to delete Blue Shirt Guy from his game permanently, as he then uses his insane tech support skills to reboot the servers for Free Guy. But then we see Millie become completely frozen doing the mannequin challenge, but then Guy realizes that someone is screwing with the game cause he walks outside seeing everything stuck in place. And Guy just accepts that he's cooked because the world then gets wiped out and erased into nothing.
Gone. Reduced to atoms.
But then gamers around the world start raging, seeing that the Free Guy servers are not online, and I don't blame them at all, bro. This is probably one of the worst feelings as a gamer. It makes you want to smash your PS5 with a hammer. So then the servers finally come back online as we see Guy wake back up from his sleep, but this time he's programmed back into being an NPC, meaning that Guy has literally forgotten everything that happened before this point in the movie. But then we see Guy heading over to work with Buddy as usual until we see Millie appear, telling Guy that she knows who he is, but my boy has absolutely no clue who this random lady is.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
And sadly, Millie gets the Tom Holland treatment cause nobody in this world remembers who she is.
Sorry, lady. I think you have the wrong guy.
15 minutes later.
So then Millie arrives back home and she hops on a Zoom call with Keys, telling her that there's still a chance that they can maybe bring back the old guy. So here's the game plan, chat. Keys suggests that they have to activate a neutron inside of Guy's brain to make him feel alive again. And this gives Millie some hope, knowing that it's not over yet. Cause Millie then pulls up on Guy with a Glock aimed right at his head top. You want me to put on these glasses?
Yes.
So then Guy puts on the sunglasses and he starts tweaking out like my crackhead uncle. But then Millie sees the cops approaching them and she has no option, pulling out the rocket launcher, shooting it at the car, and then proceeds to kiss Guy out of nowhere. And this somehow works, bro, activating something inside of Guy's brain as he now remembers who Millie is and everything that happened before this. All it takes is one kiss to change a man's life.
A few minutes later.
So then Guy and Millie gather all of the NPCs inside a free city together, and he tells them that freedom is on the other side of this city and that they have to fight in order to win. Aren't you tired of being in the background, being an NPC, getting robbed 24/7 and run over by cars? And this motivational speech causes the NPCs to break free from the algorithm, because when this thug breaks into the bank, there's nobody to actually rob it. like there was before, because we see that the NPCs have gone on strike and are just having a party, making the actual players in Free City mad confused. Like, how am I gonna get my XP and level up? So this causes for every streamer to start complaining that the game isn't fun anymore like Fortnite. But instead of listening to his fans like a good boss, Antoine, being the D1 hater that he is, commands Mouser to eliminate Guy and Millie from the game once and for all. Because while these two are cruising on the streets, we see that the buildings start collapsing as Mouser chucks a car at Guy, but he hits a weave and then proceeds to dodge a few more cars. But Guy might actually be cooked, bro, because the city starts self-destructing, coming closer by the second. But luckily, Keys uses his computer to spawn in this ramp right in front of them as the car starts getting crushed, but Guy somehow makes it through alive without getting turned into Flat Stanley.
Much later.
So then Guy and Millie make their way onto the beach, and we see this building start transforming like a bunch of Lego pieces as it turns into a huge pathway for Guy to walk across the ocean and escape this island. But Antoine catches them in 4K on his TV and tells Mouser to take Millie out of the game, and she disconnects alongside other players who are playing Free City. But then we switch over to Keys, and he gets escorted by security out of the building as Keys starts broadcasting the game to players all over the world, and they got Guy live on TV with everyone watching him. But Antoine, realizing that he's doomed, resorts to his final option by spawning in a character named Dude, as we see Guy get clocked in the face, seeing a massive man standing right over him. Like, we basically got a 250-pound version of Guy who's on steroids, built like The Rock. This is not gonna end well for him, as Dude kicks the dog crap out of Guy, sending him flying all the way onto the pavement. And I know Guy felt that one. His back is cooked right now, as Millie tells Guy,
Get up!
but then we see Dude start slowly walking towards Guy, and he's just standing there menacingly. But then we see someone pull up on a moped, and it's our homie Buddy who comes to save Guy. But he starts moving a bit Diddy-like, touching Dude's body and even starts gripping his pecs. Like, dog, what is genuinely wrong with you? So then Dude smacks the goofy out of Buddy, putting him on the floor, but then he gets grabbed and starts getting held up like Simba from Lion King, as Buddy then gets tossed right into a pole, putting that boy straight to sleep like he just heard KSI's latest album.
I'm not finished.
Cause he starts choking Guy, then punches him in the face, pushing, bro, and he starts bullying Guy while every single player is watching this, as Dude then hits a nasty suplex on Guy, moving like a WWE wrestler, as Dude literally ragdolls him across the floor, followed up by tossing this bike, hitting Guy, putting him on his back. He really got Guy's face looking like Squidward. This is just mad disrespectful. But then bro decides to lock in, cause he pulls out the shield and blocks Dude's blow somehow, as we start hearing the Captain America anthem start playing in the background. Even had Captain America himself watching this in pure shock.
That's what I'm talking about!
But to put the cherry on top, Guy then pulls out the Incredible Hulk's fist, which even had the ops admiring the greatness that they were witnessing right now. And my man's Dude was mad angry. This is what roid rage must look like. But Guy said he's the one with the force, pulling out the Star Saber, and this had everyone straight losing their minds. Like, I know all the 7 Star Wars fans started jumping up in their chairs, but Guy literally turns into Obi-Wan Kenobi, hitting Dude with his saber repeatedly. But Dude then hits a weave, blocking 2 swings in a row before Guy pulls out the Rainbow Smash pickaxe from Fortnite and lands a mean uppercut, which had Dude floating in the air, hitting the Gojo pose. But at this point, Guy is just cheating. This fight's not even fair for real, cause Guy then pulls out a portal gun and starts controlling Dude mid-air, then slamming him right onto the floor.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
But then then Guy spawns in a portal as he tries walking through, only to get slammed onto the ground as Dude then sits on top of Guy and literally starts squeezing his body, rearranging his guts and all. But Buddy, being a real one, throws Guy the sunglasses, making a perfect save as Guy then puts the glasses on Dude, which makes him stop fighting. And Dude starts seeing whey protein, and the dopamine fries his brain like an iPad kid cause he starts dancing around the city, completely forgetting about their fight with Guy. And this pisses off Antoine so much that he literally pulls up to the server room with an axe in his hands. Like, Hunk, I promise it's not that deep. Literally swinging at the machine and shuts down the entire game, making players disappear from existence. And here's where Mouser finally comes to the realization that Antoine was the bad guy all along.
It's Key's game. You didn't do shit.
Baba Booey.
So then Antoine fires Mouser and gets him out of the building, but in the meantime, we see Guy and Buddy start hitting that dash across the bridge, but while they're escaping, Buddy gets left behind and now he's on the other side. And he tells Guy to go on without me, and I'm not gonna lie, this scene almost had me crying a bit because even when Buddy is about to die, he's still smiling through it, laughing through all of the pain.
Yo, we back!
I better see an RIP Buddy in my comment section right now. But then we get this absolutely cinematic scene with everyone in Japan watching as we see Guy start running for his life as he hits a Mario hop and teleports into the next world. But then we get a moment of suspense. Did he make it? Is he alive? And good thing for us, he made it onto the island as everyone starts jumping up in joy and we see Guy admiring the nature around him. This world is too beautiful for real. But then we switch over to Millie and she shows Antoine that it's too late. But Shorty really starts pressing Antoine.
I'm done playing your game, Antoine. It's time I played mine.
So the movie ends off on a very happy ending because sales for Antoine's game, Free City 2, are plummeting down the drain. Nobody's buying that trash game. We used to pray for times like this. And now Millie's and Key's new game called Free Life is doing amazing. This place is basically Jurassic World. We got dinosaurs and pterodactyls roaming around the city. And Guy also gets to meet his old friends from Free City. Millie and Keys end up falling in love. In the best of all endings, Guy finally gets to meet Buddy. Sheesh, you scared me for a second. I really thought you were dead. But nah, we get the perfect bromance ending to a movie, and these two goats reunite and live happily ever after. The end. But hey, that's the end of the video, and if y'all like and subscribe right now, 2026 might just be your year. I'm out, man. Peace.